Everybody, how's it going? Another modern format article for MTG. The modern format, you know, Pro Tour Philly's been and gone. Currently waiting for the videos to come up so I can download them and watch them. And I'm not really much for reading the play-by-play thing, but yeah. My thoughts on this, I said early on in my other articles that, you know, Dismember was that good that it disencouraged fair decks, which are control decks or aggro decks, from really being played, and I was right. The only sort of really blue permission that got played was Countercat, which was a variation on Zoo. It was made by Brian Kibler. There were two Splintered Twin decks, two Pyromancer Ascension decks, and there was another one by Gerald, can't think of his last name. He had it's called, BDM called it Fair Fight Fairies. There'll be a link down below if you want to check out the deck of it. It's pretty cool. I did mention before that, you know, fairies could be good without Bitter Blossom. Just because some decks lose one card, it doesn't really mean all that much. Look at Affinity. You know, I said there was, you know, there were Tempered Steel builds, and there was the builds they had, which, you know, really you couldn't reconstruct because they ripped all the artifact lands out of them. You know, Affinity really wasn't playable. But I was pretty certain between the two of them that they would come up with something. I mean, you've got two blocks and 4 expansions worth of cards there to fuck around with it and to make something work, and they did, and it turned out being Mono Red Affinity, which, you know, props to them. And Shikara is his first name. He was the lone Japanese guy in the top 8. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was the way I was going to pan out. People were pointing in the same direction, like they had, you know, like I think Channel Fireball mentioned like a Hive Mind and possibly Dragonstorm. Everyone knew Zoo was going to come there, and, you know, in some iteration there was Naya Zoo with Tribal Flames, you know, very similar to the older builds, and then there was Countercat. Both really good to see around. Saw one Jund deck in the video deck that they did, but I haven't looked at all the other. There's a yeah, what do you call it? Just a list of decks there. I've only checked out the top 8 and the decks that they did, and just from that alone, it gives you a pretty good idea of what you expected there. So, yeah. Are they going to continue to dominate down the track? Oh, not sure. They both have to get certain pieces out to, you know, to go off. I mean, Splinter Twin has to have the creature out, Deceiver Exarch, and they have to Splinter Twin it. You know, whether they do it at the end of the turn or whatever, or in, you know, you can still respond to it. You can just sit there and wait and lightning bolt the guy, or path the guy, or kill the enchantment, whatever it is you plan on doing. And with Ascension, you can pretty much do the same sort of thing. You know, they get a chance to respond. They have to get it out and play their rituals and their metamorphoses, and hope like hell that they don't have some sort of answer, or that they don't have to waste a counter spell on trying to stop it. So that'll, you know, they both have some sort of weaknesses. I think they'll stick around for a while. I don't think, you know, they'll go over the top anytime soon and go, oh, they need to be banned or whatever. Or it's like I said before, you know, they just ban cards. They could actually now look at, you know, restricting a couple of cards, which is pretty handy. That's, you know, that the options are there. Just that, you know, the reason is reason enough. You know, you don't need to discuss why. There's a banned and restricted list, because you ban cards and you restrict cards. And maybe one of the decks, maybe they might restrict the card in the future, but I doubt it. You've got answers to it. The other one that I saw pop up a little bit was Pyromancer Swath, which Connolly Woods played. That was pretty good. There was another one which John Finkel played, which was a combination of both. That was Ascension and Swath together, and it played Empty the Warrens. Fucking, when all told, if he comboed out properly, he would get 24 1/1 Goblin tokens. And I think, and don't quote me on this, Jeremy Newman played a similar list with I think it was similar to John Finkel's list, but he played Goblin Bushwhacker in it as well, so that fucking Goblin Storm, so that they got all got haste and he could swing in immediately for the kill. So that was pretty cool. But they're just my initial thoughts on Pro Tour Philadelphia. I will cover standard and Grand Prix and PTQs more often and stuff like that. But this is kind of just a start. The channel's only new, and I'm just seeing, what's out there, putting the feelers out there. But the link will be down below for Gerald's list, the Fair Fight Fairies list. Yeah, go check it out. It's really, really good. I'd actually be interested to see what other people played, if they were blue-black fairies or just other similar lists to him that had green in them as well. But it was very interesting. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is Rogue Pro signing out. Peace.